It was a dark and stormy Tuesday. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Murder by Murder, our Agatha Christie-style murder mystery game. My name is Philip. Oh my god. And I didn't even make it so that my name is Parlour Master.
I don't like the way you said that.
I am... Well, it's because I spell it with a U, like that.
Oh, I know.
But I can't believe that I didn't put my name up properly. I apologize to everyone. I apologize to the players and the coaches on the team.
We need a whole, what is it, the press conference with all the cameras shining in your face.
To give you bubbly water instead of tap.
Yeah.
And not tell you.
Surrounding me on these sides are my wonderful players. Say hello, players.
Hello,
Hello,
players.
players.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to say good evening, players.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I refuse
Well-
to play your game.
This is not the, boy, let me tell you, some of my games have people who, would not miss an opportunity to really, jump into a dumb joke like that. Oh man, this is not that game. This is the game we jump into very different kinds of dumb jokes in this one.
We are already
You
dumb
can't tell
on
me
our
how
own.
to be dumb. I will do it my own way.
I'm not going to be dumb like I'm in an acting class, thank you. I'll find a different way to be dumb. The acting class weighs on Friday, don't worry about it. So, what are we up to here tonight on Murder by Murder? Solving some murders. And I will say that, I know that I've said on many occasions, now we're getting to the stuff. I'm not going to say they're solving it tonight or anything, but our group have resolved, after a weekend of awkward family dynamics, a deeply uncomfortable dinner, an even more uncomfortable seance, 2 murders, some more awkward small talk, investigations into those murders, revelations about Ivan the Immortal's relationship with the Marchioness that many people wish they'd never had, and others are... I can't tell if Sybil wishes she didn't know that or wishes she had more information, or if it's both of those somehow.
It's absolutely both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
If it were a book she were reading, just, she wouldn't be able to put it down. But the fact that it's real life, it's like, oh, this is a little more upsetting.
Yeah, I get it. So we've looked into the sordid details of the Corse family's history. Lord Corse with his, as you all now suspect, his 4 daughters, Alicia, Vivian, Gladys, and Odette, as well as Alicia's, now you suspect, son, little Lord Joey, etc., etc. We've looked through binders. We have blackmail information. We still don't have the blackmail information on any of you. I will mention, though... we'll sort of get that. I think we sort of talked about this. As you guys sort of looked through these binders, many of these blackmail entries, they are so specific as you do, like, there's not necessarily, receipts, to put it in modern parlance, for everything, but there is definitely enough specifics that you find these entries would be damning for a person if someone were going to, what is in this binder may not literally be the photograph that proves the claim that's being made, but there's enough names and information in there that you suspect that person would probably be exposed if, you were to give this to, a reporter or something. So, with Corse's sort of strange, kind of coercive blackmail that you're not sure if he is the one who blackmailed you all to be here or if you think it was someone else. After all, there's been many theories posited, and I won't go through all of those on your behalf, but if at any point you want a refresher on anything anyone has said at any point, just let me know. After this, also, and then last session, things intensified even more as little Lord Joey nearly died from fatal poisoning. The doctor was able to stop with some of the medicine from his bag. So Joey
Forgot
seemed to
about that
be
entirely.
Joey was drinking from one of a very fancy bottle from downstairs, basically, that Lord Corse had an 1871 Grand Pastis d'Avignon, sort of a kind of a slight brandy liqueur sort of thing that Lord Corse, much like the way he is with Hades, would not share with anyone else. Joey, however, thanks to the doctor's ministrations, is stable, which is a good thing. Unless you don't like Joey, and then I guess it's a bad thing for you, but that seems like a mean-spirited opinion to have.
Did we ask / find out last week, like, did Joey go up and grab the alcohol, or did someone give it to him, or was it...
We did not find out about that. We did, however, know that he actually got it from the cellar below. It was down in the wine cellar. And he was not seen going down, but he was seen coming up by Miss Wednesday Line. She had been out looking at the rain, imagining death. And she sort of came back in and saw him sort of coming up. And I think she basically saw everything. She saw him come up, pour himself a glass, drink it, and as she probably admitted to you, Doctor, then she just watched.
Oh, man. That's Wednesday for you.
My lord, if you ask me to help him... If you ask me to help him, I will, but otherwise I will look in his eyes and see if I can spot the moment when the life leaves them.
There's no world where she watches him die like that, and she gets to keep her job. I feel like...
I did all I can, Miss Wilson. I promise.
You literally did nothing.
But no one knows that. I was alone in the room. He lay there on the ground. When I heard people running, I gave assistance.
No one else was in the room when it happened?
None of you know. Miss Wilson, until you experience the thrill of the light leaving the eyes.
Anyway, fun times here, everybody.
Conversations that didn't happen.
So yeah, the point is, let's stop recapping things that never occurred. With kind of another murder might have been attempted is sort of what some of you now fear or suspect. And Joey is unconscious, so you have been unable to sort of talk to him now. But basically, sort of the final beat here. Also, this was a much awaited thing from last week, as the Joey's thing sort of took over of that. We did find out what was in the binder about Dr. Eustace Houston, that this family doctor, the one who put all the women into twilight sleep, was also sort of giving illicit materials and substances to various criminal individuals. And the doctor thought maybe that meant Houston was blackmailed by Corse into sort of doing his bidding. You know, could explain how he might keep the Marchioness drowsy for, a week or two, or kind of out of it to some degree for an extended period of time, while they waited to see if the daughter would maybe squeeze out a son for the guy so he could, swap. Creepy dude. So yes, with all of that, a decision kind of was come to by the group. That now that maybe there's been another murder attempted, it might be time for some of the decorum that we've been holding on to be removed, and for people to start looking into occupied rooms, because up to this point, you have not made a search of the room of anyone who is still living, at least not on stream, on camera. So, as you have not gone into your own guest rooms or into other people's guest rooms to look.
I have gone into Alicia's room.
You went into Alicia's room, that was on stream, but she found you kind of... You just saw her statue.
But I went in.
You did go in. You're right. No, I'm saying you haven't searched them.
I went in.
True. Am I forgetting something?
No.
Or you
not.
just want the class extra credit. You want your GPA to reflect that you've been in someone's room.
Yes.
I mean, you've been in Odette's room as well. Do you want credit for that one?
Lots of people have been in
Participation
there.
award.
Lots of people have been in there. Ooh, man. That's shots fired on Odette. But so yes, but you have not been into any of your own rooms or the rooms of anyone living. You have gone through Slickett's room and Hades, where the gentleman was staying, and I'm pretty sure we all know that Ivan, aka John, has definitely been in Zeus. Oh yeah, big time. Ducking Ducking having sex with the lady who lives there, kind of times. You know what I mean?
things in Zeus.
He's had sex with her in that room. Is what kind of we're implying. So with all of that in mind, there's no invocation for this game.
Does Ivan stay in? Because she doesn't know your name is John. Does Ivan stay in character during the sex with her?
I'm sure he does.
I'm a performer through and through.
That is the most upsetting out of all of this.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's just Count Von Count.
It's like the Count censored.
Does she think he's actually a vampire? Like, is she senile? Should she not even be allowed to, like,
I mean,
wipe
to be
her own
fair,
ass? Should
most
she
people
have
wouldn't.
a carrot with her at all points in time?
She
I
just
mean-
think that everybody from
In
Pennsylvania
those
is
times,
like
that voice isn't associated with vampires.
But to believe that a vampire is real and that she's having sex with one is the part that's upsetting me.
I think she just thinks I'm an exotic foreigner of some sort.
Okay. All right.
His name is Ivan D. Immortal. That's just his name.
Stop.
Yeah, that's
No.
just the name.
Dr. Acula, Alucard. There's a
Yeah,
lot of great
Alucard,
names.
Yeah.
So the group basically, with kind of all of these things sort of known that no one has made searches for evidence of anyone else's room at this point. The group has now sort of resolved that it might make sense to go into these rooms. There was a debate that I think it was basically the doctor versus everyone else, in which the doctor was saying we should tell them we're doing this, and everybody else said, nah, brah.
Nah, bro.
They were like, no, I think we're just going to search. I think the Baroness invoked that.
It's like, I'm
Forgiveness
going,
rather
well,
than
how are we supposed to get
permission.
inside the room? It's not like any of us are good at lockpicking here.
Yeah, and then cut to two people
here
being
are
like,
just
oh,
Oh yeah, my criminal father taught me that.
sharpening. Oh yeah, that was Sybil realized.
What's the word I'm looking for? Alleged.
Yeah.
Alleged,
alleged
criminal
criminal
father.
father.
We've yet to.
She's like, I've always wondered if my father was a criminal. Well, he did teach me to pick locks. Okay, I hear it. But
That was just a father-daughter.
I'm also
How
really
to
good at
drive
jumping out of windows and
off-road,
hiding in the
how to
bushes
accelerate
nearby.
from 10 to 60,
Indeed.
from 0 to 60 in 60 seconds flat. You know, just in case we needed it. All right, so we'll be venturing into other people's rooms.
That seems to be the plan. So there was some discussion of how you guys were going to do this. I'm sort of prepared for if you are going to split up to cover more ground. I think there's advantages to that, but obviously that can, that will, like, you as a group have a penchant to start suggesting a thing, and everyone be like, you're not there. So if you guys just want to stick together, the 5 of you can tromp from room to room and do this. If you're worried about timing and want to cover more bases, you can sort of split into 2 groups. I think Sybil said, for understandable reasons, there'll be a Sybil group and a John group, so that the lockpicker people are, so that there's a lockpicker in each group. Because if they went off together and left the other ones, that would be really dumb.
It would be funny though.
Smash cut 2.
You guys can't
Yeah.
pick locks. Why didn't you say that beforehand?
Yeah.
We got so much information out of the
I
one room.
just kind of assume that everyone can pick one.
We would- Guys, we went into that room. We
I
just
look
like,
at people and they
Oh my
open
god, and
doors
we're the
for
2
me.
Americans also.
yeah, the 2 Americans going and
Tracks.
just pick every lock. Like, not even like,
This is just like
they're like, let's pick all
like
the
all
locks.
Americans have guns, so all Americans also pick locks.
Do
That's
all
what we do in
Americans
America.
pick locks?
Yeah,
But you mean you don't carry a Glock in your pocket at all times? That's what we do in America.
yeah, that's kind of the
I have a
idea.
gun for each purse, so I don't forget it on my way out.
Each person.
I have 1 gun for each purse, so I always have a gun. Well, except for my gun purse. That obviously has more guns in it than the other purses.
And he's also a gun itself.
It is cool. This purse has a built-in gun.
That sounds like a new
Like the
season of
gunblade
movie,
from Final
or something
Fantasy.
like
but
that.
like a purse.
It is cool that this country's in a lawless post-apocalypse already. So what's the plan friends. Let's put it to a not in character vote to sort of speed things to the beginning, unless you guys want to jump into characters already. Yeah, go ahead.
I do
Sybil.
want to just clarify.
Please.
It's just me and John that can pick locks because there is a third person here that normally has a character that can pick locks no matter fucking what she
This is
does.
true.
So I just want to clarify.
True.
It's not.
She's-
The Baroness cannot pick locks.
She's
Okay.
a good,
It's not me this time.
she's still good with her hands, though. She's still good with the hands.
That's exactly what she
Because we
wants.
need to see Alicia,
She's still a
Alicia's
kleptomaniac.
room, the Marchioness, Gladys, and
Vivian.
Vivian, right? So
I
it's 4
think-
people. So are
I
we splitting
think
up each?
Definitely Vivian should be top priority.
I think it's Vivian and Gladys, or we want to
Um,
look at Alicia.
So the rooms that you have not looked in thus far, you
All of
have
them.
not searched. You have not searched Ares, Poseidon, Hermes, or Apollo.
I was in Poseidon, wasn't I?
You were.
Yeah.
The doctor's in Ares. I believe Hermes. Are you Hermes, Lord Reginald, or is you're Hermes or Apollo, and then Joey's in the other one? I don't remember which
No,
one.
I am. Hold on.
Oh wait, we're talking about our own rooms as well.
I'm telling you, literally every
down.
room you haven't been
Yeah,
in
I'm
this building.
Hermes.
Oh,
You're
oh,
Hermes.
I'm Hermes.
So he's Apollo. Apollo. He hasn't. So he is not. Apollo, Hermes, Poseidon, Ares have not been searched. Athena, that is Vivian's room.
Joey is Apollo. Yeah.
Joey's Apollo. Athena is Vivian. Aphrodite is Gladys. And Demeter is the Baroness. And Zeus. So basically, you have not searched a single room on the first floor. On the second floor, you have searched Dionysus. And then you also searched Hephaestus, Eros, Hypnos, Hestia, and Artemis. You have not searched Nyx, Nemesis, or Hera.
Well, Nemesis is.
I'm
Sybil.
just mentioning the rooms you have that the group has not sort of turned
Hera
over
is
yet.
Alicia's room,
And
right?
then which
Hera
one's
is
Vivian?
Alicia's room. Vivian is in Athena.
Athena. That means
Pallas Athena.
Aphrodite is Gladys.
Gladys is Aphrodite.
Oh, yeah, she is. I have it written down.
So I think it makes the most
Why can't I find
sense go one level up and search both rooms simultaneously so we can support each other.
Where are we right now?
You are currently on the ground floor in the sitting room. The
Okay.
family is across the way in
We gave the
La
family some
Biblioteca.
time to attend to
Damn.
Joey and hang out.
If they were in the sitting room, we could have locked them in here, and then we could have just.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, that's gonna go over real well.
Mhm. You could lock them in the library. It's just 2 doors
burglarized
to
their
lock.
house.
Yeah.
We locked them inside
I
a room
mean,
and
the
literally burglarized
fastest,
the house.
yeah.
Hey man,
fastest
if one of
way
them ends up
to-
dead, we know one of them. You know,
They are
I know who did it.
they are in the library with Joey.
I say, go one level up, search Athena and Aphrodite right next to each other,
Thank
and
you.
then quickly go through them, find any evidence, and hopefully we can do that before any one of them downstairs decides to go back to their room. You know, they're still attending to Joey.
That is the thing. Should we technically split up into 3 groups and have one group be a distraction group?
I mean, well, what we could do is have, like, me and you search Athena, Baroness and Ivan search Aphrodite, and then the good doctor can stand by the stairs, so he'll see her and intercept anybody coming in. Since he doesn't feel like searching through people's rooms. And then we'll do the same thing when we go upstairs.
Cover story. Well, I could just be standing by in case Joey goes from bad to worse, I suppose.
Well, or if you wanna be a searchee, I could be standing by and I don't know, I collapse or do something dramatic. if-
Faint every
if they
time
come.
someone walks by.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm
Yeah, that's-
okay.
I got
Everyone's
the
like,
papers.
hey, everyone's like,
Help me,
everyone's like,
Alicia.
we're actually like really worried about you now. You fainted so many times. Are you okay? Yeah.
Just like the 8th time this hour.
Come on, I only fainted once and that was like 5 sessions ago, which it was yesterday.
Which was what?
Which was
Less
like
Yeah,
than
which
2
was
2 days.
24
hours
hours
ago
ago,
as
so-
well. Yeah, like.
Well, I have a
I could swear you did it a
chicken
second
you
time.
know?
Yeah,
I'm not a
maybe that is
spring
best.
chicken.
Maybe 2 people per room and then 1 person as a lookout.
Yeah. Does the doctor wanna be a lookout or should I be a lookout? Who's a better lookout?
I mean,
It's not about who's
Well,
a better
who-
lookout.
would
it's
you
about
rather
who
search
can
or would you
be-
rather-
who can take up their time longer?
Yeah.
I think I have more. Well, given my being younger than the Baroness here, I think I can use my eyes a little bit better. I think you.
Wow.
I have a D8 in physicality, which is what we use for perception rolls here. I'm pretty sure that is your dump roll, Baroness. Is that correct?
He's calling out your vision.
Yeah.
You gonna let him roll
Reginald
that?
and Sybil, how are
Baroness,
your
how many fingers am I
physicalities?
holding up?
Have you not seen the
physicality-
guns?
But you know what? I have a specialty in deception, so maybe I should be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Well,
What
that
are
is
your
definitely,
physicality scores?
Yeah, that is your character. Huh. Why
What
do
are your
you have a
physicality
specialty in
scores?
deception, Baroness?
Again, I point toward the guns.
Guns?
So
Oh, I'm
What
not
are
on
your
screen.
guys' physicality scores?
Sybil has a D6,
I
but
also have a D6.
for lock picking and her running / speed stuff, which is also under physicality, she gets double, so it's not that big of a deal.
I have a D8.
I can pick a lock and get the
I'm-
fuck away real quick.
Mine's
I'm-
D8.
Okay, then
And I lift,
one of
bro.
each of
I
you can
lift,
go with us.
alright?
So I have a D12. So
ooh, bragger, lucky Marchioness. Am I right, ladies?
I was just thinking whichever one had the lower one would go with me, but the lowest one is Sybil, who has to be in a different room. So,
Don't worry about me. I'm
Yeah, I
quick
was
and
gonna say she's
I'm
a block
wily.
picker
I'm
anyway.
fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm good.
so one of you go with each of us.
So the
Let's
plan
I'll go
is
with her, and then
the plan
Okay,
is
I'll
is
go with Mr. Immortal.
you.
Yeah.
So so Baroness is going to keep lookout up there on the first floor,
All right.
while the two of you go into Aphrodite and Athena at once.
All right.
Who is
I'm
going
pretty
in
sure
which room?
Baroness can hold off the Marchioness if she's the first one out.
do
I
you want to
think
search
we'll-
Vivian's?
Sure,
Sybil?
yes. Let's go into Vivian's.
Like realistically
No,
speaking, I don't
me and
know that
Sybil.
the Baroness should be on the top of the stairs. She's probably on the bottom because if she's at the top of the
They could
stairs,
just be outside the library or something, hold him off.
Maybe halfway up?
Would that look
Couple months.
odd? You just standing right on the stairs.
Is there a painting, like on the? At
Oh
the
yeah,
top
there
of that
should be
midsection?
paintings along the stairwells, and I'm just looking at the painting.
Sure, I'm well. Ooh, let's
it
roll
like that?
roll make a luck roll, Baroness. For you, that is a
Shouldn't there be like a painting?
make
right
a
as the stairs
roll a
cross?
d8. We'll say there's a thing, but hold on, let's make a luck on it because the luck rolls are fun. So roll a d8 from
6.
a 6. As it happens, there is a somewhat interesting painting on the walls. What I was gonna do if you'd rolled unlucky, there'd be a painting on the walls, but it's like the most boring painting, and it would be weird that you're staring at it. But there is
Just
kind of
a
like
vase.
there is a painting. It almost makes sense for you to be sort of admiring. So, with that, Sybil and Reginald are going to go into Athena or Aphrodite.
If we're
Oh.
searching Vivian, that's Athena. So.
Okay, so you
And
guys.
if you guys hear me screaming, don't run.
but
just
what if
keep
it's a
doing it.
legit? All right.
If it's me screaming, anybody screaming,
Understood.
ignore it.
I,
Well, that is a bit
That
okay.
feels like a cover
Great.
up, an advanced cover up already.
Great,
This
yeah.
does
yeah, right.
not bode
All right,
well.
so we are going to Athena or
No, you're going to Aphrodite Gladys.
Aphrodite. All right, yes.
I shall cover you, Mr. Immortal.
So I will head up to Aphrodite. The doctor.
All right.
Yes.
You all leave the sitting room. No one's. I'm not going to make you roll sneak rolls, but I assume you all kind of go somewhat quietly. The doors into the library are closed. You haven't heard anyone sort of out in the hall that you think. So you think as of now you do hear voices in there, talking about Joey a bit. So you are confident that the Marchioness, and as far as the public is aware, all of her children are all in that room. Odette went upstairs. I'm 99% sure after, right?
That's the wild card here.
Yeah, Odette went upstairs. You sent her upstairs when she was upset. So Odette is probably up in Nyx as far as you know. So you guys make your way somewhat quietly down the hall. No rolls required for that. The Baroness stops halfway up the stairs to look at a picture of some old guy with like a dog, and like
It should be horses. Horses.
and so
Horses.
he and his dog are on a horse. That's weird.
And there's a castle in the background.
He's on one horse and his dog's on a smaller horse.
There, his dog's on. His dog's. He's on a horse, and his
Is the
dog
dog
is on.
sitting or standing on the horse?
He has a really little dog.
Yes.
And his little dog is standing on the head of a horse that is next to his horse. Yeah. Anyway, and he's petting the dog, and the dog is like petting the horse. Anyway, it's
Art.
the
And there's
aristocracy,
a beautiful.
guys.
There's a landscape in the background.
Indeed.
Just a Rorschach painting, and this is just what you guys are seeing.
It's just an ink blot. So, as you all head up that way, you make it to the first floor, no problem. Sybil, would you please make a lockpicking roll? John, would you please do the same? So, Sybil, you're rolling 2d6. John, you're rolling... Oh, you know what, however, John?
Yes. Oh, this is escape artist stuff, isn't it?
Well, Escape Artist, I think we said Escape Artist is on you. Remember?
Okay.
Remember
But it
how...
is like, I feel like knowing how to pick locks is part of the expertise, isn't it?
I'll tell you what. Roll a d12. Here's how I'm going to treat this. Roll a d12.
It's an 8, so...
I'm not going to give you an aha point on this. So but if you hadn't made it, you'd get to roll again to try again.
Fair enough.
Go ahead, Sybil.
5 and a 6.
Okay, you do get an aha point. Everybody also reset your aha points to 3, everybody else. But Sybil, you got 4 because of that. And John, pick locks. No problemo. All right, let's say, we'll say, should we start with, you want to do Vivian, or who do we want to follow first? Or I'll roll.
Roll for it.
Evens, Aphrodite,
roll for
odds,
everything.
Athena. Evens, Aphrodite. So, John and Gordon.
All right, Mr. Immortal.
Enter
Let's see
Gladys's
what
room.
we find.
What do you suppose we will find in here, good doctor?
Well, what are you looking for? Any? Let's see. I hope during the huddle we were looking for pages for blackmail material with our name. Any forging materials, and potentially
Poison?
none. Maybe. I think the most likely thing is any sort of papers that are stained with ink. That's what I've been looking for this whole time.
Excellent. So, you guys start sort of looking through the room. There's no roll required because you have some time here to look. But what I do want you both to do is, if you're looking anywhere in particular other than, like, I assume we're checking under beds, kind of, like in drawers, and you're not making a huge racket, so you're kind of being careful with this. Are there any, like, weird things you guys want to look into or
Can you
inspect or seek
describe
out?
what's in the room?
The room it's almost identical to your own. The only difference is that this one has like one or two more. It's a little bit more. I'll rephrase that. It's almost identical to Nick's, where Odette is. There's clearly a ladies' design and a gentleman's design. The ladies' rooms have more just like, I don't know, just like pretty mirror and let's reinforce gender norms in old England. But the only difference of this and Nick's is that this seems to have like a couple more sort of like chests or places to store clothing, implying that this is not a guest room. This is someone who comes here frequently. Probably she leaves things here.
So I wanted to be doing like a really thorough search. So I'm like checking for false bottoms in all the drawers. I'm like moving rugs aside, moving chests to the side, to look at things in the ground, things like that. Like not just looking under things and around things.
Understood. And then Dr. Gordon?
So there's chests and stuff. Is there like a desk or something like that?
There is a desk,
We have a
yes.
writing desk. Yeah, I'll search the writing desk and any places behind furniture, like behind mirrors, behind the headboard.
So you're
under
taking
desks.
some stuff to look at stuff. So
Paintings.
would you please make, as you're sort of looking behind things, and John is looking for false bottoms, that's kind of how I'll specify these things, and
Sure.
moving rugs and things. Doctor, could you please roll for me a physical roll to do that? John, would you do the same?
3, but I'll
Exactly.
spend 2 ahas.
A 5 exactly.
A 5, and you're going to spend some ahas to make it a 5 as well. Great, then you guys will sort of get get stuff for this room. Okay, after a search, the main thing that you both sort of find that is notable in the situation here is that piled under sort of like at like the bottom of like a clothing hamper, there's a couple of rags with ink on them, and there are several papers doused
That
in ink.
bitch.
Papers, you said?
Yes. For the most part, the paper is the same kind that your invitations were written on. But as far as you can tell, the papers don't really have any like it looks like it had been blank paper that was like super sort of like sunk through with ink. And some of them are crumpled up almost as if someone was like wiping the ink in their hands. In addition to this, John, you sort of like looking like lower and finding stuff, you find sort of over by like a water pit, like they would have like a pitcher of water and you'd like wash your hands in that, and some of these, like they didn't have plumbing to all the rooms. You notice something, thanks to your extremely thorough searching. There are some little crumbled pieces of marble.
From a statue that may have been moved?
It is the same color as she has a statue of Aphrodite
As
in
the
this
Nemesis
room.
statue?
It's the same color stone as, yeah.
As Nemesis. Yeah.
That was chipped and something
Wait.
like that, right?
There's what?
There's a
There's
statue
bits
in
of
this room. He's
stone.
just saying it's the same
You know,
color as the
the
statues.
statue
But it's not from
was
Nemesis.
chipped.
Nemesis wasn't missing anything.
No, it was
Nemesis-
Yeah, it
chipped on
was.
the
It
wing.
had little chips on the wings
Remember?
in some places.
Oh, I thought it just had like one chip. Okay.
The
I didn't realize it was like a bunch of chips.
it wasn't huge. I'll you guys can draw your own conclusions to this. You're also not 100% sure it was that. There definitely were some places where there was already had been some chipping. It's that Lord Reginald, by the way he pulled it out, did not cause like a full piece to break off or
More,
something.
okay.
Yeah. But there were a couple of places where like this was probably handled, heavily. So you see some little shards of that stuff.
Do the papers have any writing on it, or are they just stationary?
For the most part, this is blank stationery. You can tell that, like, one of the ones that's pretty crumpled up did have some writing on the top of it. From what you can tell, just with looking at it, it looks like it was like a word in the hand that seems like courses that was saying like a deer, and then it's just like so like at the top corner you see. So it was probably a thing someone was practicing with there.
Oh, I see. I want to look closer at the papers. Do I see like for example, if it was under another piece of paper and had some impressions of writing, can I see? any of that?
Understood. Sure.
Maybe not actually reading the writing, just if there are impressions of that sort of thing. I think I can tell that one fairly easily.
You can tell that. Yes, you can tell that writing was done on it. For you to like try to do like the pencil trick or something. This paper has now been pretty deformed, so it would be hard for you to actually
That'd be pretty
find
difficult.
what it was. But based on what you see on this page, it was likely just that like practice stuff, as had been an element. So you're not totally sure what this tells you, but you remember this is. I'll also say this seems pretty consistent with sort of what you found. This seems consistent with what you did not find in Eros. Eros had some splotches on the ground. Here has what probably those splotches were on.
Wait, oh, the papers, are they spotched with ink like what they would have been?
No, these papers are like soaked through with ink. It's like that's why you're not really able to see much in them. It's like the paper's like a full thing of ink basically was
Just fell on it.
yes.
Okay, I see.
Are they fully black then? Or?
Yeah, like blackened through like
Oh, okay.
yeah. And it's a pretty thick stack of paper, so the ones at the bottom are not. So it's like In other words, Doctor, if you recall in Eros, you found this one like a splotcher, a few splotches on the ground that was like soup,
Right.
like would have been from a thick
Yeah,
thing.
like a puddle.
And
right?
you also I guess there's one other thing down there that I will mention because it's another thing. There is an empty inkwell at the bottom of this, and you
Okay,
recall
so
there
she
was
was
no
the one.
inkwell in Eros.
Mhm. So she was most likely. This was most likely those stacks of papers found there next to Slickett's room or Moore's room. Then
Yes, in
what does
Eros.
it say?
So with those, that's some good forensic evidence you have found. As you've been sort of looking through that stuff and gathering these things, we're going to go to the other room, where Sybil and Reginald are conducting their search. Sybil, I will also say that your roll counts. You get the points for it. But there is something notable as you pick the lock into this room, and you can reveal this to Lord Reginald or not. This room was not locked.
So she's about to like.
Yeah.
Okay.
You basically go to slide it and you're like unlocked, but interesting. Or not.
I mean, I don't know that I would like say it to him like, oh, it's unlocked, like it's a weird thing. But I would probably just have been like, oh, not even it's unlocked.
Sure,
Never mind.
yeah.
You know, I would have said out loud something like that.
Well, keep your aha point in any case. So you, as you sort of,
Take it from my cold dead hands.
you guys
Oh, don't say that in a murder mystery.
Do it.
enter.
Do it.
Yeah, I dare you.
Fucking
man.
dare you.
I
do
dare
it.
you.
As you enter, I'll make no comment on that. You enter Vivian's room. Vivian's room has a statue of Athena. I will say that this is the statue of all of the, like, obviously there are bigger statues in Hades, Hera, and Zeus. There are like much larger statues. These are all kind of just, like on a little side table sized. This is the largest by maybe just, a couple of inches or two, not hugely, but definitely the biggest statue of any of these guest rooms.
Okay.
It's like of those three like larger suites, they have bigger statues. This is the largest outside of those.
Okay.
Obviously, the decor in here, Sybil, it's familiar with what you find in your own. In fact, this is literally, there's kind of like an eerie moment as you walk in here because, you can look out and you don't see the roof projecting here, but like the view out of her window, sort of looking north, is identical to your own as she's directly above yours, or below yours. You're directly above her. So the layout of this is extremely familiar. The decor in here is dark gray and black in places, sort of befitting a morose woman as she is. Are there any searches you want to do beyond the normal things? I mean, you can just say you're doing like deep searches, and I'll let you both roll for these things. But are there any like in particular, like I want to check her blank?
I mean, I guess at this point I would be looking for like diaries and things like that.
Understood.
Anything that she's just written down or letters saved, anything like that.
Understood. Why don't you go ahead and make a roll? You're going to get some information for sure, but let's go ahead and make. Are there any particular places you're looking at? Any particular sorts of things? It's not. There's not necessarily anything hidden in anything. I'm just kind of letting you guys, call out. I'm searching specifically for X, Y, or Z, or I'm specifically searching X, Y, and Z.
I mean, aside from a normal deep search of the whole place, I guess under the bed or under anything, I guess I would just probably lift things too.
Lifting things up. Got it.
Like
Wonderful.
under the bed too.
Go ahead and give me your physicality rolls to look then.
Seven.
Very good. Sybil?
Out of 4, I will be using an aha point.
Gets you back to even. There you go. That was a free one. So yes, as you both look through, Vivian's room just feels sad.
That checks out.
Something about this room feels kind of a little more something about this room is just a little unsettling. As you do your searches,
Feels morbid or what?
you do find sort of three notable things in here. One of them is very sort of subtle, but you guys notice it. Next to the window, there is kind of a little like there's a sort of a bucket type thing that sort of has been full of stuff, and you actually do smell something sort of like smoke at the bottom of this, kind of looking down through this, digging through this various detritus. You do find some burned rags that have some red on them.
So I have to ask, is it red, like bright red? Like, would it not be blood because blood turns brown, or like?
It's hard to tell since they've been burned, but it seems like blood. You also, it's not too much of it, but it looks like something somebody tried to like burn and then just like stuff down here, and you feel like it was burned in this room because you kind of do smell a smoky thing in here. You also find a note written by Tom Moore to Alicia. It seems it doesn't have a date on it, but the paper looks a bit old, so you're not sure if it's from way back when. It might have been from just, a few years ago, or it doesn't seem like it's like, you don't think it was written like this weekend or anything. Basically describing his sadness at having missed out on her.
A long pause after.
Describing his... Oh, you thought I was going to
an
say,
old
like...
school dick pic.
Yeah.
Like...
Describing his...
The old-fashioned
Hey, girl.
His
by
thing.
letter.
I hope that my
This is
letter...
what you're missing out on. Just letting you know.
My dearest Alicia, addressing this letter to your newly married name fills me with rage in my stomach. So much rage that I have to describe for you now and attach the following sketch that I have made with charcoals of my engorged member. So,
I hate
um,
those two words together, actually.
I'm on the opposite end. I really like those two words together. Keep using that.
dearest Alicia, by any chance, upon receiving this letter, are you awake? There is little that can be done about it at this hour, but for future reference, it would be good to know if you, in fact, were up.
No, there should be one that says responding to your last letter. K.
God.
So yes.
Do not leave my letters unread. How dare you? This is an insult to my family.
Okay, so note from Tom Moore.
Pressing note from Tom Moore.
describing his sadness at kind of how things were left with them. Kind of wishing that he could have, wishing that he could have convinced her to come with him.
So it sounds like it's after she got married to the other guy.
Seems like it,
A-
yes.
yeah. After the thing was broken up, at least.
Yeah.
There is a this letter is also not super notable.
Wait, where did we find the letter?
The letter was hidden between two pieces of like stock or cardboard, and this was between the mattress and the bed. Where kind of like amidst various what are the slats, like the wooden slats in beds, that stuff, kind of like amidst those, this was like tucked in there. Nevertheless, something about this letter feels a bit odd.
Was it actually written by Mr. Moore? We need a.
You may need to look into that because there are. It also is kind of torn at the bottom, so you're not sure what that implies. But something about it just seems.
Torn like.
You already found that piece.
Oh, did we?
But
Yeah, we did.
more that it was like roughly torn out of something. I'll phrase it like that.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
so like the side. Not like it's missing, but like it was. Like...
Yes, I'll.
Now-
Yes, let's say it's torn. Like that's more. Yeah, for sure. Seems like it was torn out of like a book or something. Yeah, sure. Or like
Like
a,
it was
like a
feel
journal.
like-
ripped
like-
out. Yeah.
Ripped out of a journal.
Vivian
yes.
was somehow catfishing Alicia. I don't know how, but she must have been. Like, it feels like
I
it's
miss
all
you
one
so much. You
long
should have
old
gone.
school catfish.
Seriously, marry the guy. What the fuck?
I guess maybe actually go ahead and both of you. This would not, unless either of you has a thing I'm not thinking of. No, and this is sadly not. This is sadly not. Sadly, neither bribery nor a vibe check. If you'd both please just give me an intuition roll.
Oh, goody.
Oh, thank God! At least it's a D12. 11.
Very good. Almost perfect. You could have done better on that roll.
I could have, but still basically top of the class.
That's a 4, and I'll just use an aha point.
Okay, cool. So you
See? Top of the class.
then in that case you both kind of look at these.
Oh,
and,
cool. We're at the same place at the top of class.
Yeah, there you go. As
In
you
the past fail class.
this is a sad concept for this game. As the two of you look over this letter, it does feel, and this is because this is the 30s or 20s or whenever it was written in the UK, so I'm not saying this is true now necessarily. It really feels like it was written by a woman. It does not seem, especially what little you knew of Slicket, it just doesn't have that. The handwriting seems correct, but it doesn't seem.
I've seen love letters. I've written love letters. This doesn't. Come on. It's too
There's not
sentimental.
nearly enough phrases like engorged member for it
Yeah.
to be a man who have written it.
Exactly. It's too sentimental.
Like, my
You didn't even
dearest,
say you up once.
my dearest Alicia, please send and describe to me your unclothed body, forthwith and post-haste. All of mine other friends have received such missives from those they are courting.
Sweethearts.
And yes, and you have sent me no such imagery. As such, you are a tease of roosters, you are, madam.
God damn it.
I just want the
you
like whole
son
letter
of-
to be really flowery. And,
Yes.
please, upon thine greatest mercy, reveal to me them titties. Like, very.
But yeah, it just seems like something about it is not quite. Something's off about it. The last thing you find, so that was under. That was under sort of like under the mattress.
I'm not
last-
putting that back. I'm taking that with me.
Understood. The last thing you find is under like one of like the dressers in Lord Reginald's studio, looking under stuff. This is kind of you I'm gonna even say your insight did this know like whatever stuff, but whether or not you would have found this otherwise, you don't know which one was what of these things. Lord Reginald, you begin, like, you shove against like the dresser to kind of like tilt it up, and my friends, you two find a stack of pages.
Yes.
Is it the blackmail pages?
Sybil, as you will say that Lord Reginald does the like hold the thing up and you yank him out, and maybe you like two fell off and you're like like keep holding it. He's like but you manage to pull those out, and what you have are pages that were removed from the binders.
I knew it.
I'm like
I
squeezing
knew
my
it was
face against
Vivian.
Sybil
I
as I
knew
look
it.
too. Like,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Is it all of us, or is it more, or is it less? Is anyone missing? Like,
It is 6 documents,
us plus Slicket?
and the one for someone called Slicket.
So does it say Slickett and not more?
Correct. Just the way that there was both Ben Caesar and Roy Martin, it seems that he would keep separate things for separate aliases.
Definitely taking these too.
Can I look at mine
Sure.
real quick, just to see if like, is there like an actual name of the person who I signed?
Oh,
stuff to?
understand what you're saying.
Clearly, you didn't do anything.
Actually, yeah, I do want to look at mine as well, just to see
Okay.
what the fuck is
Because I
going
don't
on.
even like.
If you two are both looking at your own and kind of like just like not going through other people's,
Yeah, real fast because we don't want to spend too
Understood.
much time in the room.
then I will phrase
That's
it
for later.
I will phrase it to you two as this.
Some light reading before.
Lord Reginald. I'm not going to go into the full details of this. I'll merely say I want you to make 2 rolls for me. Oh, and these are rough because these D6s. I'm sorry, buddy. First, make a knowledge roll. Let's just see how much of the accusations you follow.
Oh, that's a 5. Okay.
Okay, Lord Reginald. You know you're not like a business guy. You're too handsome for that. But you've picked up a few terms. You start reading through this. Now give me an intuition. I know these are your 2 skills. I'm very sorry.
Did you dump both of them?
Yeah, they're both D6s.
Yeah, I'm a luck guy. With
That's
physicality.
that tracks.
Crap. That's a 3.
Okay.
You know what? Screw it. I'll use my last 2.
Your last 2 aha points. This is important. You want to get the thing. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So as Lord Reginald kind of like something about it isn't working, then you remember something that some friend of yours said. Now remember, if the crown ever comes and tries to get all your money from you, never do X, Y. You start looking through this, and you suddenly have this sinking kind of feeling that, man, if anybody finds these, you're in big trouble. You may or may not, but definitely have, to do a callback to an old, to not callback, but it's theoretically possible that just like with what's going on the continent, some of these things that you've let be in your name, based on how things break in whatever with the guy with the mustache, you might have engaged in some light treason. You're not sure. The point is, you're
You're not sure.
What did I sign?
It seems you are confident. You wonder, you doubt these blackmail pages would be admissible in court, but even Lord Corse, upon writing them, or whoever wrote these, seems to indicate that you are a patsy, but a really good patsy for whoever was using you.
Perfect,
Oh,
Patsy. Ask no questions.
Hey, at least I was a good patsy. I mean, I'm gonna be good at something.
Ah,
Silver lining.
guys, did you hear? I'm a perfect patsy.
At least I was helpful to someone.
If I'm gonna
right?
be one, I might as well be a good one.
Sybil.
Before you tell me what was on the page, a
Mhm.
couple of questions. I was gonna ask, does it look like Horse's writing, or does it look like kind of like someone else's writing, or?
And I know that I'm being a dick with all this stuff of introduction to forgery. It looks like Corse's hand.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be forgery, I guess, but like, if someone has taken up her father's hobby of blackmail, it would just be in her own writing. You know what I mean?
It is no; these are all in his handwriting.
Okay. And also, I do want to after you tell me mine, I want to just skim John's and see if he knew that John was stooping his wife. That's all I want to know.
Understood.
I don't want to read every little detail. I just want to see if it mentions
No stupid wife, okay.
Lady
So,
Corse's name or something.
Sybil,
and,
your documents,
I'm a cuck. Okay, well, damn.
your documents reveal pretty clearly that these things you've begun to suspect about your father, like everything about yours is I'll even say that
Okay,
you.
does mine say Sybil Wilson or is it my father's?
No,
Is
it's
it
you.
his page?
It's a
Okay.
page on you. It is mainly about him. But there, you know what? Actually, no. That's how it would have. Yours is. This isn't what I had planned, but this is actually what it would be. Your packet is you and your father and your mother, and it's basically the largest thing is on your father confirming everything. But the entry on you and on your mother are indications that you guys have ill-gotten money that you are sort of spending, and therefore,
The fucking
yeah.
nerve.
That you're doing?
I didn't do anything.
No, she's spending the money. This is me. I mean, they gave it to
Fair,
her.
if your dad gives
gave
it
it
to
to
you,
her.
you're not gonna question it. He's,
I mean, yeah,
it's
money's
a
money.
legitimate job. This is just his job.
I mean, I'm the same way, man. I got money. I'm gonna spend it.
It was left to me in his will, and once it goes through the will, none of it can be illegal anymore. It's just how it works.
I'll
Like,
also say, Sybil, are you reading all three of those things? Are you looking through your mother's one as well?
well, yeah, now that I know that, yeah.
Then there's indications that she was certainly aware of what he was doing, and has
Oh, I'm gonna go
and
home
has
rip her a new
and has
asshole,
done
you
some
goddamn
and has
kidding me.
done some shady stuff.
Has also helped. Is
So,
an accomplice.
because the money was an accessory to a crime.
That kind of thing. If you look through John's,
Again, I'm not like trying to really learn his entire like shady history. I just want to know
under
if Lord
Here are
Course
all the
knew.
techniques that I've observed John Steinberg used on my wife.
Yeah. I just.
And it's like 4 pages long.
yes.
John's file is actually just a whole binder for himself.
This is where the drawings do come in. There's a lot of drawings. It appears that, well, I'll phrase it. If you do a skim, we'll do it like this. If you skim, the Marchioness Amelia course is definitely mentioned, and there are dates and times and receipts.
Actual receipts? Damn.
There's literally receipts pasted into this page. There's
No one
also
else had receipts.
There's also pages. There's also some receipts. So this one goes transatlantic. There's other people. There have been receipts here and there. It's just it's like not always has been receipts. But this one has more receipts because it's just the paper trail was real easy here. There's also some from that he calls Roy Martin in like parentheses Ben Caesar, that this person's been hooking up with that person, which you knew about, and a lot of other people too.
But specifically, Amelia
Those are the
is
two that matter,
listed
man.
on there.
Amelia
he
and
knew.
Amelia, yes, he was, or whoever wrote this was well aware.
Like a hotel
So
receipt.
when John/Ivan walked through that door and Lord Kor saw him, he knew exactly who he was.
Yes, soon.
All right. Well, let's.
Can we
should have this
extrapolate that?
discussion.
Sure.
After.
I mean, this is just all in her head. This is fun to
Yeah,
know.
I know.
Cool.
I'm saying like.
Taking all these pages.
Yeah.
That's all we found.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing else.
I want you to actually roll one knowledge for me, Sybil, about the pages.
Knowledge.
Is that a D8 for you,
Yeah.
probably?
No, it's a D6. She
Oh,
ain't very smart.
I'm
She
sorry.
does her best.
Tries.
Hey.
She does. Sorry, cock. That's 3. Yes, I'm using 2.
Okay. The pages, when you grabbed them, like, they were not in a stack under there. They were, like, sort of, like, they were sort of stacked and, like, stair-stepped. So you almost get the impression somebody they were, like, slid under from the side. The thing was not lifted. Based on the fact that Lord Reginald had to, like, shoulder it up, that makes sense, but it looks like they were, like, pushed under there, not...
Real quick.
Yeah, kind of. It looks like they were shoved or slid under.
Real quick. Where did we find that bucket thing again? With
By the window.
With
That's
the rack?
over by the window.
That was by the window. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, imagine like a brass, like, waste can trash bin type thing. That's the vibe of
Okay.
that.
Could they tell how
Right.
long ago the burning was happened?
Maybe
I
last
don't
night.
think.
You still smell some burning. You still smell some smoke in the room or something. But yeah. But also a window may have been opened. So yeah.
Let's get out of here and close the door.
Yeah, taking all the paper stuff we found, the fake letter and the blackmail.
And you're just gonna slide them in real quick.
Okay. So we'll sort of say that as the two of you step out, we'll just for ease of this say that Gordon and John are stepping out around the same time. And at this point, Baroness,
Mm-hmm.
you do see someone walking towards the stairs. It's
From which direction? From the library?
from the library. It's Gladys.
Oh, Gladys. Okay. She looks
Oh.
like she wants to walk up the stairs.
She is walking intently up to her room.
Okay, I'll turn towards her and like I'm about to tell her something, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, there! It's her! It's her! It's of course! Oh my goodness! Oh!" And then I kind of like fall down. It's just, it's kind of like,
Are you gonna try
Why
to
did
jump
Gladys
down the
not
stairs
give a
first?
fuck and just let you roll down the stairs and she goes right
So
back?
I'm and you kind of because sometimes
and
when you're
I just like grab onto her as I fall down on the, it's like, oh my God.
That'll be a lot of checks to
Gross.
make sure this
Gross.
happens successfully.
I'm just thinking of Miss Peacock. Ah! Ah!
Oh
I had to
God.
stop her screaming.
so you're telling her you see Lord Course.
His ghost.
Which means you see a ghost. Oh no.
Reginald's not. Oh, I guess he would hear it if.
She's right there.
So
exactly.
you as you sort of fall down, Gladys kind of like comes to you and says, What are you
No,
are
I
you
just saw him
what are you talking
going
about?
to the ballroom. The ghost of Lord Course. Just
Baroness,
go to the
are you
ballroom. Come with me.
Oh.
Come with me. I try to like, oh, come on.
she's
Help me.
she's basically like, no, sit down. Are you she starts calling out for Norman, and at this point, Alicia and Vivian are also walking out of the library. But those upstairs have heard the screams, and this is happening as you're all kind of like stepping out of the rooms.
Did
Right,
I,
but
She
did
told
I
us
hear
not to go
ghost?
to her, so.
Did I hear
You
her
did
say
say that.
ghost? No, but did I hear it?
Make a let's tell you what, make a luck roll. You're very lucky. With any luck, you were too busy thinking about how bad off you are.
Because if I fail this, I'm gonna jump into Sybil's arms like Scooby Doo.
Fine, I'm just gonna take you up the stairs. We'll go the other direction. It's fine.
That's 3.
You're out of aha points.
Yes.
All right, so basically, Lord Reginald, in spite of knowing that it's coming, you're up there on the landing, and you hear, from the hallway, here's
Ghost
talk
is just
of
a trigger
ghost.
word.
And
Anyone says it and just triggers.
yeah,
you.
Lord Reginald. So you hear her screaming about ghosts. What would Lord Reginald do? Because he is hearing about ghosts. What you are, and sort of, if you guys look at the first floor, diagram here, like you are walking out of Aphrodite. You're kind of like, next to Aphrodite. They're sitting at Athena. The Baroness is halfway down the further staircase. So the staircase to the second floor is one closer to you guys. But you're also in the hallway that leads to Demeter's, the study, Zeus, the women's bathroom. You hear the Baroness shouting about a ghost, and even though you know she was planning on making a distraction, ghosts don't care about people's plans. They show up when you least and most expect them, and when you medium expect them. So, Lord Reginald, what do you do?
I jump into Sybil's arms like Scooby Doo.
You try to jump into Sybil's arms because this
Yeah,
isn't
like, ah!
this isn't Scooby Doo. Sybil, make a physicality roll.
Yeah.
I mean, do I have to make a physicality roll if I'm not actually trying to catch him?
I will let you make a speed roll if you're trying to get out of his way. Sure.
Thank you.
Make a running speed. That's okay.
They both fail. It doesn't. I don't get out of the way.
We're all out of. Oh,
I got a
boy.
2 into 1.
Well then.
Okay, then in that case, as the plot
I failed
thickens,
this one real bad.
you
flunked
did
out
fail
of the
this.
class.
You have now flunked out of the pass-fail class, but that's okay because dramatically interesting moments happen. Sybil, as he jumps on you and you try to back out of the way, you sort of like you fall and he falls on top of you, clutching you like that. And the papers that you're holding do kind of go scattering across
You
the land.
rat bastard. Okay.
Please tell me you're talking to Philip and not me.
Oh, it's really just a combination of both of you. Really, it just doesn't matter.
Okay, so the papers just scattered across the landing. The Baroness, meanwhile, is shouting and telling them she saw him in there. No
John
one.
and the doctor are there, though, right? We all came out of our
Yes,
rooms, the rooms at the
interesting.
same
Yes,
time.
interestingly, Lord Reginald seeing. I mean, John is scary, might be a ghost himself. The doctor, sort of a relatively strapping guy, but he chose to jump into the arms of the tiny woman who he has now knocked over. So you're both on the ground. The papers have scattered.
I will whisper, yell at them, the papers. Grab them.
So
Okay. So as you guys start gathering up the papers, you can hear the Baroness is distracting. Where are you all going to go? Like, what's your plan? What's your destination?
Upstairs, once I get Reginald off of me,
Okay.
I will tell
am
him,
I
Reginald,
able?
there's no real ghost. That is her distraction. And even if there was, you being here does nothing. We need to go upstairs.
Given the angle, am I able to stay low and go to my room on Ares without being seen at all? I'm walking past the staircase, but they're looking uphill.
I'm gonna phrase it like this: you don't know. You don't know how high somebody halfway up the stairs. If they're looking up, you don't know. In all the tumult, you don't know where the Baroness is now. It would be risky. You might be okay. You can try it certainly. If you want to go
You
to
guys
Ares.
could use the servants' stairs.
Could theoretically use the service as well. Or, I mean, going upstairs is not a problem. He's trying to go across to his room, Ares, from Athena. If you see.
It
So,
would make sense for me to be in my room, so that's why.
oh, understood.
If it's not the case,
You could be
then
anywhere.
we could just go down to the study afterwards with the papers.
Still need to go up to search more rooms.
So you could go.
Oh, yeah, we still have Alicia's room on the second floor. Yeah, I guess we'll gather them and go upstairs then. Just asking.
Okay, so you four will go. You guys will gather what papers you can, go upstairs. In a way that is a dick way, I am now going to roll. I will, however, just roll a d6. I'm going to roll rather than having all of you do a luck. The four of you, now Reginald, they're telling you to go upstairs. I assume you're willing to do that because that will get you further away from the ghost.
Yes.
So as they shove you guys upstairs,
You're under the frightened
Wait,
condition. You
are-
can't
are
really
you-
go closer to the source of the fear.
Will there be a real ghost? Are you rolling on a real ghost?
I am not rolling on a real ghost because
No.
this is a thing. However, what I am rolling on, rather than having all four of you do it because the odds of success are so high, I'm going to make a luck roll to see if any papers did not get swooped up. But I'm only rolling a d6, so it's only a 1 in 3 shot, and you won't know the outcome.
You dick, Philip.
Well, maybe you'll know the outcome a little bit.
That's the disappointment of,
Whatever, it's fine. You got all the papers, as far as you could tell.
yeah. That's the disappointment of someone who wanted to dick us over,
was
but
waiting
then,
for
oh,
KJ's
man, they
face to just be
succeeded.
like,
God damn it.
Can I use an aha point for that roll?
Oh, no, not on the bad guy roll. It's all good.
terrible man.
So as they, Lord Reginald will thus be further from a ghost. Very good. Well, the plot thickens. Some exciting moments there, but you are now all upstairs. You have made it to the second floor. Sybil, you see your room nemesis right next to you. Doesn't seem to have anything's happened to it. And you guys are planning on going to Hera?
Well, that's
time?
where's the?
already coming.
Yeah, I wanted to go to here.
Wait, are we doing? Okay, hold on. Okay, are we doing this right now? Are they coming?
I mean, I guess maybe we should wait and do it later, but I mean, it's later in the day, right? They're going to start retiring to their rooms soon anyways, aren't they?
I mean, we don't even know who's retiring to their room right now. We know the Baroness is distracting somebody, but...
Oh yeah, speaking of which, Baroness. At this point, Gladys is like, she kind of looks to Vivian and says, could you please, you've kept her there for a moment, you've held her hand, but she is now she's like extricating herself from you, and she is going upstairs.
Fine, let's all go to Artemis and close the door.
Understood. Right. You guys. This is while you guys are doing. This is what the Baroness is up to. So basically, Gladys gets away from you and goes upstairs, but you don't hear her saying, "Hey, what are you all doing here?" So you think that you kept them, you warned them sufficiently. Everything seems okay. You hear a door unlocking, and actually, wait.
See, if it wasn't for the ghost, I was gonna remind them to lock the door, but since you had me freak out.
I'm going to.
Oh, are you blaming other people?
No.
I'm blaming Philip. I was literally. That was the first thing I wanted to say to you guys was lock the door.
I didn't introduce a ghost into this equation.
That's true. That's all Baroness.
However, I'm gonna make a roll.
Who the hell is afraid of ghosts?
Lots of people.
But
and you already know this for a fact.
How else was I gonna distract them? The ghost was the best.
Baroness, you don't hear Gladys.
Regular conversation with people.
Baroness, you don't hear Gladys saying anything. Basically, Alicia is kind of gesturing to you, Baroness, saying like perhaps you should go into the library with Joseph and my mother. Perhaps this is too much activity for you. Baroness, and she's kind of trying to she's helping you up. Are you still pointing to the ballroom?
Yes, it's but I saw it. Oh, my heart. Oh.
Vivian looks in and says, "I don't see anyone in here." Alicia says, "Why don't you take one of your nitroglycerin pills?"
Oh yes, excellent idea. I need to sit down.
She's going to guide you into the library.
Yeah, you looked horrible. There was blood everywhere. Oh my god, and his face. Oh.
She kind of just like
horrible.
winces that you're saying these things to her mother. Honestly, actually, at that point, she guides you. The Baroness.
Away.
Yeah, she puts you in the sitting room and then she leaves.
Go freak out by yourself. Goodbye.
Do you have any drinks in the sitting room?
Make a luck roll.
Walks away.
D8.
She walks away, then you immediately get up, look for a beverage.
Oh, it's a 3. I'm not
Wine and just
for
pop it open, drink straight from the bottle.
And to make matters
I'm
worse,
a lady. I would not do that.
I would pour it into a glass.
So basically,
that's the woman who just faked seeing the ghost of their dead father.
With that, did John and Dr. Gordon take anything from Gladys's room?
We took the papers, right? Yeah, we took the
You
papers.
took the papers? Okay.
He took the papers.
Okay, cool. So the rest of you, so Baroness, you're just chilling in the sitting room.
Is there anything in the sitting room that I could do something with?
I
Are
mean,
you going MacGyver or something?
there's some good chairs.
Yeah, totally.
There's a jigsaw puzzle, but no, there's not a.
You're getting antsy.
Also, and Baroness, you're also willing to just leave here whenever you want to. No one's locking you in here like you guys plan to do to them. But you can certainly walk away from here whenever you'd like to. But you are now in the sitting room.
Anyone who had that plan? I don't know that any one of us said that.
Yes,
Reginald.
blame the whole group, Philip.
Reginald.
No, blame the
okay.
whole group, Philip. You're correct.
I don't think anyone really entertained
I'm
that.
gonna wonder.
Like, I don't know what says anything. We just blame the group on that.
I'm not staying in the sitting room. I'll be moving out into the hall and
Okay,
maybe the
cool.
ballroom or something.
You wait a moment and leave. Then I'm going to stay with the Baroness for just one more moment. You step out. Baroness, you think that you don't see anyone in the hallway. Oh, actually, Norman is walking over to you and saying, "Are you all right, madam?"
Oh yeah. I'm fine. I thank you, my man.
He's happy to then turn around and walk away. So
Don't want to deal with these people.
if
right
you
now.
look in the ballroom,
Mhm.
it is empty. The rain is still falling because the murder has not been solved. That is what you see in there.
A little requirement.
Going anywhere else?
Yes, I'd like to go to the solarium. I haven't been there yet.
Very good. You go out to the solarium. The solarium, it is the rain is kind of because the rain's like, like against all of these fully glass encased area. You feel like this might be a nice sitting area if it were sort of sunny and bright, and many of these doors can even be opened out, so it's kind of like more of like an open air area. But there's really nothing of.
Actually, you know what I would like to do?
What?
Go sneak around, back hall, kitchen, servant stairs, and go upstairs.
All right.
Bullshit, you don't have lockpicking.
None of those doors are now. I will say I don't know that
Those are the servants' doors. Those are not locked.
those are not locked. I don't know that you. I mean, you can certainly go through that door. Yeah, you know what? Sure, we'll say that you can kind of navigate that just based on the shape of the house. You assume something leads to something because you haven't been to these back halls or anything.
Yeah, but my knowledge of these kind of houses,
yeah,
I know that
I'll be fine with that.
I have knowledge of these kind of houses.
In the solarium, if you kind of just look at the solarium, they're like, all right, that's fine. You're gonna go out of the back hall. No one's in the back hall, but the kitchen has several of the servants are in there. Just preparing things, going in and out of the larder. They sort of see you, kind of just nod. Wednesday line is there. I don't know, like drawing satanic symbols in flour and then wiping them away. She gives you a look.
I mean, as you were.
This is not your house or servants. You can't sell them.
They are servants. They are servants.
Not yours.
Doesn't matter.
You are heading up to the. You're heading up to the first floor.
Yes. At first, yes.
Kitchen. Okay. You're in the servants' hallway at the back of the first floor. So on the first floor page, you are kind of up in that top little thing.
Mm-hmm. I just peek out the door. Do I see anything? Hear anything?
As a matter of fact, make a physical roll.
Oh, physicality?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. 5!
So you manage to be very kind of like careful with this. You open the door as you see, and you manage to like kind of close it because she's not looking straight at it, but you basically see Gladys walk out of her room, with a very intense look on her face, looking very exasperated. Wait, you're alone. I can't be doing this. Guys, I'm not supposed to be doing this. A person is alone right now.
No, keep going. You're good.
All right, well, Gladys is with her. We shouldn't have seen... And then she did see Wednesday night. We shouldn't have seen her in the ballroom or the solarium. I'm sorry.
Seen her where? What? I didn't see anything.
Hey, the servants saw her.
The servant saw her, so it's fine. And now here's the thing where two people are seeing each other, but they can't, sort of can corroborate. Basically, you... on first floor, and you see Gladys looking exasperated. But she doesn't see you.
Okay. Does she go anywhere? Does she leave?
She locks her door. Then kind of make an intuition roll.
Oh, intuition. That's a D8 for me, right?
It's whatever it says, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a D8.
Six.
A success. You can tell that this look passes over her face of like she locks her door and she's like, for all the good that's gonna do me. And then she starts walking sort of in your direction, so you'd probably like pull that thing silently closed. At this point I will cut away from you. Please message me what you're doing. Because you're alone now. I can't believe I messed up my rule. All right, friends, you guys are
Who's?
up.
We're in Artemis. Who's Artemis's room again?
No,
No
we're in
one's-
Demeter.
No
No
one's. That's why you're there.
No,
Yeah.
we're on all this. Never mind.
Should we lock the door?
I don't have to
Or-
log it, but we do have to close it.
You're in Artemis' room. You Actually, I'm gonna just mention if you want, if you guys would rather go into Hestia than Artemis, you are next door to Odette.
Oh yeah, Hestia. Yeah.
Cool. And this is where Reginald. This is where that you jumped into the ghost and such.
I mean, maybe someone can hold my hand.
Sure.
All right, we're all gathered here. Minus the Baroness.
You pull Nemesis out more, put her terrifying hand in Reginald's. Yeah. You're all here.
All right.
And you all have kind of like various people have various packets of paper. The interesting thing here is who has what paper is now kind of not.
Discuss our findings. I'll look at.
Well,
Is
it
my
doesn't matter to
paper-
me.
Let's
Civil
pull
will
out
just
all the
start saying-
stuff. Yeah.
Which paper am I
Yeah.
holding?
We found our blackmail papers and this letter that we believe that was written from Tom to Alicia, but we don't believe Tom actually wrote it.
We also found these rags with blood, burnt rags of blood,
Mm.
possibly blood. Looks like it.
And you say that the room smelled of smoke as if it was burned in there.
Probably, yeah.
We didn't notice any smoke smell in Gladys's room, correct?
You did not.
Okay. And you say it was hastily hidden inside behind the dresser, and the door was unlocked.
Under the dresser.
The blackmail was the letter was between the mattress and the
Mhm.
wood, and then the rags were just out by the window in a
And
bucket
even-
by the window.
And even though it's written by Moore, addressed to her, doesn't sound like it's written by Moore.
Not a single mention of his engorged member. It just can't possibly be. him.
I've seen my
yes,
fair share of letters, and this is not.
You've written your fair share of those kinds of letters, Mr. Lord
Well, a couple here or there.
He absolutely has.
Smith? Yeah, I use this
And-
letter matching
and-
service called what is it? Tin? I don't know. Something that
Tin foil.
also. Yeah.
Lord
Anyway.
Redgington, Huntington, Smythe, Mountbatten of Toxic.
Yes.
Yeah.
You receive this profile, and either you put it in the right bin or the left bin.
You can swipe it across your desk, you can. Just swipe it in that direction.
Oh man. Anyway. Okay, so wait a minute. It was under the dresser. Did you have to lift the dresser in order to put it under there?
I didn't. He did.
No, you didn't. You wouldn't have to lift it. You could slide it, which is what it looked like.
Could you slide papers under?
You could put it under without lifting it. It was hard to take it out without lifting.
I see.
Yeah, you know when there's only a little gap and then your fingers don't fit.
Yeah. I just mean if it was under the leg itself, then someone would need to move it and then move it.
No,
under.
no, it wasn't stuck under. Like
Okay.
it
got
was just.
As for us, we found, let's see, in Gladys's room, these papers stained with ink. This is what we saw with, Mr. Mortal and I found these. This is what we found. I mean, Miss Wilson, when we searched that room, Hephaestus room, we saw the splotch of ink, and I believe these are the papers.
We also found chips of a statue stone that are the same color as the Nemesis statue.
You guys are literally in Hestia right now, by the way.
I was gonna say, is this
Of this
statue?
one.
Yep.
I don't
I don't know
think
that I
we
want to
mentioned we
sit
took
here
the-
and try and fit the pieces into it, but
I don't think I mentioned we took the pieces of it, so
Yeah, we didn't take the
assume it's there.
pieces.
oh
it's
yeah.
still there.
Oh, they were like little like those
Yeah.
weren't pieces that were hidden. That was stuff like somebody didn't clean up enough or something.
That-
So,
It's not something that we could have just put it together because of two
But-
fine particles.
if you look at it, you're like, I'll bet it's this. Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Okay, so-
can we make sure we grabbed all the pages that slipped
Huh?
out? And
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
yeah, if we're showing them around, I would notice if one was
I'm very
missing.
sorry. Just
Let's
I
bring out.
just scream Coast. Why?
Whatever. Well, I'll look inside the blackmail papers for mine.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna look at the Baroness's.
Is anyone
Are-
stopping?
Yeah, is anyone stopping the doctor from looking at blackmail pages? Okay.
I absolutely am not.
I'm
Oh,
looking
oh,
at the
my
John,
side
Baroness.
of-
you
we
should
can put it
know
away.
that Lord Marcus knew exactly what you were doing with his wife. He knew exactly.
Do I know that this was happening with Mr. Immortal?
It is very awkward, but that is kind of what I expected when I came.
Less awkward now that he's dead, but
I mean, it's awkward in a different way, but I came here under the assumption that you knew, so
It was always awkward for him.
yes, it has always been weird.
oh wait, but that also means that at least Vivian knows too, because papers were in her room.
Well, the person who sent the letters certainly does.
Wait a minute, but the papers could have been planted there by some outside party, since you mentioned that the door
They
was
could have
unlocked.
been, but I don't know that the
That wouldn't
rags would
explain
be
the
planted
burning,
there
the
because
burning of the rag in this room.
the room smelled like it. The rags were out in the open. That couldn't have been planted.
Yeah,
The smell couldn't have been planted. I don't think,
Well,
at least.
yes.
And so
that is the thing.
at the very least, what we can like gather from this is that Gladys is the one that moved the statue out of Nemesis. Gladys is the one who, I guess, had the fight with Slickett
No.
in that room. No.
At the very least, we know that because of these ink-stained papers, she is potentially another forger.
I'm not saying she's the one that killed Slickett, but I mean, had the fight with Slickett in Eros or whatever, like argued with him where the ink stain was on the floor. I'm not saying she killed him. I'm just saying she at least argued with him, probably.
We know there was an argument there.
I guess that's what I inferred, because why else would...
Well,
It didn't
that's the
look like
thing.
ink spilled. It looked like ink was like kind of knocked
Yeah.
over.
But that's the thing. I made that assumption on the assumption that Slickett was the only forger. If there's two forgers and he is only one of them, it's very well a chance that this could have just been her on her own.
But there was ink on his fingers, so we know that he was...
That's right.
Right?
It's true.
Yeah, but there was also ink on one of the doors or something, right?
That was me, though. That was me. I put ink on my door hoping someone would try and open it, and no one has so far. It's very...
I mean, couldn't have someone try to open it while you were asleep?
Yes, I know, and that's why the ink is there after the fact to see if someone would try again, and no one has. Is all I'm saying. It was a
Couldn't he have tried? Or did you put it before he died?
no after he died.
Oh, okay.
No, he did not try and get into.
That would have been improper. That is for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
That
no
was a rootless plan of mine. But yeah, I guess I'd always pictured it as like an argument was in that room for some reason, but I'm not. Maybe I just
So,
made that up.
so what does the Baroness's paper say?
The Baroness's paper. Are you sharing this with everyone, or are you just reading it aloud?
That's the same thing.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Are you reading it to yourself or reading it aloud?
I won't be. I'll just be like, it's through the will. I'll be saying I'll be reading it, but I'll be saying it like a Cliff Notes version, like.
So you are telling everybody else the Baroness's secret.
Sure.
Okay, then I will just tell you rather than message you.
Everybody knows mine. It's fine.
I'm playing with fire right now, guys. I'm running more than one thing in private Zoom chats. Really hope I don't send anything to the wrong person.
Well,
I hope you sure don't send Baroness's secret to Baroness.
This is like some, was it Mrs. Doubtfire sort of thing, where
Oh
he
God.
goes
Is
on
it the
multiple dates at
restaurant?
the same time. Okay, and you, Mr. Murderer, this is all of the stuff about the Baroness, and Baroness, this is about the murderer stuff, and
Yeah.
what? Potentially Baroness is the murderer, and
never mind. Ooh.
That's all her paper says. The Baroness is the killer. How I know this, I don't.
Understood. Just as you're looking this over, because you guys were sort of like you were talking to some degree, you do hear some footsteps outside, and the door swings open, and the Baroness is standing there.
Oh, this is the
look at
Baroness's
this.
paper. Bum. Damn it.
Will you tell them? Will you tell them how you're making this happen, Baroness? What you just did?
I rolled a luck.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I
and you
rolled a
rolled.
2. I rolled a 2 and used all my horror points.
So basically,
I rolled a 2 on a D8. Yeah.
read the Baroness's file, but she bursts in at that moment.
It is starting to read it.
You see him, like, and I'll say, Lord Reginald, like, just unavoidably, when you see her, your eyes have that little guilty, like, oh, and you...
No,
you,
no, I'm gonna look straight at her and like, oh.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna go back and look at
And
the
I said,
paper.
oh, is it a ghost I see there in the window?
Oh, no.
That's terrible.
Oh, Vonda,
I know
you
she's a
evil
pathological
genius.
liar at this point.
You evil
Yeah,
fucking genius. God
you,
damn
but
it.
Reginald, you also knew that she was watching for you guys, and you still freaked out and knocked over Sybil when it happened.
Hold on, let me do it better. Oh my!
When you,
I mean, can I
Vonda, when
roll
you
something
raise your
this time?
voice,
'Cause
we
she's-
can't hear anything.
She's done this already.
Oh,
It limits it on the. It's just like you. It's silent.
Reginald.
But yeah, don't
That
stress
is
your
your
voice also.
character.
Yeah. So Reginald.
Reginald, you need to stay in character.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
Reginald, I'll tell you what. Let's do it like this.
fool me once is what. Fool me like.
That's true, but Reginald,
Hey, you
Reginald, you
signed
also
those
really
papers.
signed a
You
lot
have
of
to
papers.
approve them.
So Reginald,
Yeah, you're
let's
very-
You
leave
really
it.
said-
Let's leave it to this. Just make a simple intuition roll.
That's right. That's a 6. Get out of here.
Then he, we'll even say Reginald. There's probably a moment of like, You're like, you can't trick me
Yeah,
like
like,
that.
You
Yeah.
almost got me this time, Baroness. Nice try.
And that is when all of your blood goes cold, as a specter
Like-
appears behind.
How did she see me?
Please, let me
How would she be able to see me?
Her secret is that she's a necromancer.
Exactly.
Oh,
Ooh.
That'd be a zombie, not a
I mean,
ghost.
I'll say a shiver still runs down my spine, but it's like.
Yeah. So Reginald, do you start reading aloud,
Mm.
or do you stop because she's here?
I'll stop reading aloud, but I'll read it.
You'll read it. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'll send you a private message.
Meanwhile, I'm folding up my paper and putting it into my pocket.
Can I snatch the paper away from him?
You
I'm on the other side of the
I
room.
mean, you have
Not
no
him.
idea which one is yours.
Not you,
Not me? Okay.
Reginald.
Then I don't care.
I don't care about you.
well, how do you know that Reginald's reading yours?
Well, you told me he looks guilty.
I mean, he could have done a lot of things,
And
honestly.
I
That's
said,
the whole
oh,
point of this
what
weekend.
are you reading?
Sure, we'll say that you're over there. He's reading, but for you to snatch it away, I mean, you could try, but Reginald, you're going to get the following information that I'm sending you.
PvP contested physicality rolls between a young man and an old
Hey,
lady.
hey, this man said there's gonna be no contested rolls for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, now there may need to be, but yes.
You,
We
you
somehow
thought there weren't gonna
introduced
be no
PvP
PvP in
into
this
a peaceful
game. I
system
told you there's gonna
somehow.
be
Do you know who you're playing with? Like,
exactly.
It always turns to PvP with us somehow.
Exactly. I'm like, you need to develop something for contested rolls because it's gonna happen.
like it's always in the dumbest possible way, but there is PvP somehow.
Yeah.
Like, is it never serious or like
Yeah, my life's not on the line, but I mean,
yeah.
I sent you one, Lord Reginald.
it's gonna happen?
Okay, we'll say that the Baroness kind of is
Oh,
coming
wow.
over to you.
I think you sent it to the wrong.
Did I send something to the wrong person? I don't think I
No,
did.
you didn't.
you sent it to me. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So basically, Lord Reginald, I'll phrase it like this, Baroness, I'm gonna actually allow you, upon
Is he
him
able to act?
reading and like looking at you like this for a second, if you want to try to reach it out, please roll a physical. Lord Reginald's roll a physical as well.
How about instead I just like reach out my hand? Can I have it now, please? Lord?
Would you hold her?
Reginald?
Would you hand it over in that case?
I'm actually trying to figure out whether I wouldn't just just by reading this, just exclaim it like out loud right now, like, because I'm so fucking surprised. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's up to you.
how about
I mean,
roll for it?
legitimately, if John hadn't told me beforehand and I saw his note, I probably would have said that out loud, like, "Oh my God, John is doing what with who?" You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it
Can I roll for it somehow? Because I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
to decide.
Roll a yes. I want you to do in this case. I want you to make a luck
Composure
roll.
check. Oh man.
Oh no. What do you want him to do?
I'm
he
just
doesn't
joking.
know if he would
Yeah.
explain
Can
what
I,
he's reading out
should I
loud
just
or
flip
not.
a coin?
Yeah, flip a coin then if
Or
you don't know.
something.
That's I don't have a gamified way. Yeah.
All right. What are we gonna do?
Just evens. Say it aloud.
call it.
Odds.
They're
Heads. I'll say.
Oh,
it
you're flipping a
loud.
coin. Head, say it aloud. Tails, keep it to yourself, or just hand her the papers or whatever you do. Yeah.
I gasp. Just like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you hand her the papers.
God.
Honestly, I'm so shocked. I'm just like lightly holding it now, like looking at
Yeah,
it. Like,
she'll probably just take her packet away.
Can I pat him in the face? It's like, good boy.
So, you're all up in this room. Please continue sort of your sharing theories, getting up to speed, all that good stuff.
Oh, well, where were we?
Close the door first off.
Yes, close
Baroness,
the door.
if you will.
Can I just mention that Gladys probably realized that something was up?
Yeah, I'm aware. That was I was gonna say to close the door before Gladys came up there and shenanigans happened.
Well, I saw her
That
coming
is
out of the room and she didn't
Naturally.
seem happy.
Well, yeah, she probably checked. She probably knows that we got these things.
or somebody got.
Oh,
Well,
lock the door
she
then.
knows that somebody were in her room.
Everyone was accounted for at the time. All the sisters down below. There's
No,
one else to
Odette
account
wasn't.
for.
Odette was not.
True.
Good point.
And now you know
I
Odette
locked-
is probably one of the sisters.
I lock our door then. So. Whatever
You
fucking
had to
door
get a
it
key for these doors. They don't have the keys.
Even if we're
already.
already inside, we can't lock it.
Yeah, like even from
Oh.
inside, you lock it with a key because it's old fashioned.
Okay. Well
Oh,
then.
so we were each given our own key, or?
Anyone
No,
who
we had
asked
to
for a
ask.
key was given the key to the room so they could lock it.
Mm.
Okay, so Gladys moved the statue, most likely.
Mm-hmm. It was in
Um,
her room at some point in time, based on the chips and fractures.
Gladys,
Mm,
at the very
yeah.
least, filled the ink on these papers
Mm-hmm.
that are the same types of paper as the invitation. So it's very likely that she's the forger. But
She
if
was
that's
the one who invited us here.
if Gladys is the forger, that means that the note that we found in Vivian's room, Vivian couldn't have wrote it, and it's like evidence that she has on Gladys. Because finding the note that couldn't have been written by Tom Moore in Vivian's room initially made me think Vivian was the forger.
Mhm.
But either they're both forgers or
Just
Vivian
every
took it from
family
Gladys for
member's
whatever
a
reason.
forger.
it's a family scheme. It's a plot.
Well,
I actually think
I
you might
think
not
maybe-
be too
Yeah,
off
right,
with
it
that
could-
supposition.
It could be a clue thing. I mean, a story I once read where they all did it.
Now,
Hey, story where they all did it.
But then there was
old
blood
is
in Vivian's room, so that implies that she was at least getting rid of evidence of the murder. I don't know. When you say rags, it really was rags. It wasn't like a dress she wore or something, like while she was killing him, or
It was
after it
it
burned,
was
probably can't
cloths.
tell all too much.
I want you to roll because you are the one who saw that. Yeah, you were in Vivian's room. You know what? Make a retroactive. Do a knowledge on that. Why not? I know it's not your best, but let's try it anyway.
You've got enough aha point.
I do. I got a 4. I'm using my last point.
Yeah, I knew it.
I feel like more aha points have been used tonight. Who still has aha points left? I think
have
3
one.
of you are out.
I
You
do.
have 1 and you have all yours. So
I have all of mine, yeah.
understood. Using
He
that
saves
aha
them for the
point, I'm gonna phrase it like this.
That's what I used it for.
Based on what they were and what was in the thing, and there's almost like a Sherlock Holmes style where you're like, oh, like remembering. What she burned were sort of rags, or like not rags, like hand towels, like cloths. You suspect these might have been something that had been in the room, used to wipe blood off of hands,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
burned in like, oh my god, I have evidence. You know, that sort of was a vibe.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're just rags. That it wasn't like one of her own dresses or anything like that. But so she at the very least was disposing of the bloody evidence. So either she did the actual stabbing and was hiding her own evidence, or it really is a family thing, and they're all hiding each other's evidence. And
Well,
And-
some of the evidence could be planted though.
And you definitely do remember that the doctor. I'm just trying to. I know because it's hard to do these in sessions. You remember the doctor saw she had blood under her. Yeah.
Fingernails.
yeah, that's yeah.
So
I mean, the blackmail evidence could have been planted for sure, just by the way we found it. But I doubt that the rags were planted because they were burned in that room,
yes,
very
that's-
likely the night before, and to
I agree with that.
add in that smell and
assessment,
everything,
yes.
I don't think so.
That's not
No,
anything anyone can do.
but we don't know for sure whether the blackmailer and the murderer are the same person.
But if they're not the same person, it's still they're working together, so it doesn't super matter that they're not the same person at this point.
Actually, do we really care anymore who the murderer is?
For the sake of yes, absolutely.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
Now I
Only
think
a-
it's you.
Only
What?
a murderer would say that.
You're being incredibly sus, is the key.
Yes, yes.
100
Honestly,
years.
all I care about
I
is
believe
just
I've heard some
leaving
youngsters
this
calling
cursed
you a
place.
sussy baka.
They were attempting to say suspicious and couldn't. They were dyslexic.
Yeah. The
Um.
fuck?
a sussy
we even
barker.
care about
Is that
who
what those
murdered-
young
what the
people
fuck?
call them?
I do not care about
Oh
this
my God.
damn family. I just want to leave.
Well, sorry about the weather.
I
We
bet
can't-
you want to.
Sorry about the weather.
But
Sorry about the weather.
I bet you want to leave.
One more person is sorry
Baroness.
about bear.
Um.
What?
I said, I bet you want to leave. Oh,
Uh.
I know you want.
Oh
Well,
no.
Okay.
I understand why you want to stay instead of facing your financial problems.
Hey, so
I mean, I'm still gonna have financial problems even if I leave or stay.
all right. So this is supposition.
I mean, we still have 2 more rooms to check.
Actually, which room are we in?
We're in Hestia,
Hestia.
right next to Alicia's
Hestia,
room.
Agestia.
Where the Nemesis statue is.
Yeah, go ahead. You had a supposition, Doctor.
If you would will listen to my supposition, I get the feeling that all 6 of us, including Mr. Moore, were invited on the express condition, now on the express expectation that one of us would murder Mr. Corse, Lord Corse.
They
And-
expected one of us to kill their father or husband.
I do believe that none of them care all too much about the fate of their father. That is just a feeling.
Wouldn't they need to convince Lord Course to invite us all, or like to expect us all?
That is
Wouldn't he-
what.
Wouldn't he have found that suspicious?
That is the confusing thing where
Yeah,
Some-
he wrote these pages most likely, so like he would know our
he knows
names.
all of us for sure.
Yeah.
I know
Yes, but
that.
no,
Yes,
but
he-
like
Papers.
if-
Check
even if the
Alicia's
forger
room.
forged invitations, he would still have to expect us all here.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be hard. I feel like with a family like this, you could say, "Dad, I'm inviting these 6 people for a weekend," and he'd be like, "Fine, whatever," and then he's just gonna torture us all. It didn't matter.
But
you
not
know?
only that, we're all being invited to a certain place, and the rest of the family is going to be at that certain place at the same time, because this isn't their normal mansion.
Right. I do remember Vivian told
And maybe it
me
is like a family
she was the one.
hobby to torture people and like this.
I do remember Vivian told me that this
Lord
was
Course is actually
impetus.
the nicest one.
The invitation impetus was from Lord Course to start
Now
up
that's-
this thing. And we still do not know what the occasion of this thing was.
But should we look into Alicia's room before we theorize more?
Well,
Might as well search that room as well.
we're just gonna bust in there,
Well,
unlock it, and hope
I
she
mean-
doesn't walk in.
I think I can be lookout for Alicia. John can pick the lock. He's definitely better at it than I am. And then I will be.
I literally made a career of it, so.
You made a career of a lot of things, though. It doesn't really mean a whole much at this point.
It's true.
and he's good at them.
I am good at all
He's
of the
good
things
at
I
all
made
of
my
them, to
career.
be fair, yes.
So,
And who do you want to accompany you, John?
Lord Dragon.
I'll,
If
I'll
I was just gonna, if I'm lookout, I'm going to wipe the ink off my door.
understood. Are the rest of you going into Alicia's room?
Well, me and John are going in. What are you?
Baroness and
two
Gordon?
do?
You are all sort of right there. I can understand a larger group.
Well, might as well go in.
All right.
Why not?
So,
Okay, as long as you don't scream ghost and you behave.
so
Oh,
as you guys leave Hestia, and Sybil, you walk
Or
up,
the G word.
up the hallway to your own room to sort of clean the ink off of the handle.
And then I unlock my door
So
and open it.
hold on a moment. John, would you please roll a lock picking? This is the same thing where roll a d12. If you fail, then roll 1, but you can't get aha points on it.
Well, I rolled a 12, so.
Very good. Now that's top of the class.
mhm.
He is very good at the things he knows how.
As you finish clean, and then the four of you guys go into the room. Sybil, I'm not getting away from you right now, for good reason. As you finish wiping all the ink off your door handle, there's still some there, but it's not gonna be ridiculous hands. You notice that somebody's coming up the stairs.
I unlock my door and just open it, but I look to see who it is.
It's Alicia. She sees you,
Perfect. Okay.
and she kind of smiles and then looks down the
Alicia,
hall.
I wanted to talk to you just for a moment. Everything's been so crazy, I totally forgot. I wanted to thank you after our discussion yesterday. You put one of the statues in my room. I noticed it, and it's not the same as what it could have been, but it was a nice touch before all this messiness happened, and I do appreciate you trying to make sure I felt at home before the weekend.
She sort of pauses and says, "There's a different statue in your room.
Yes, it's of a weird creature. I don't know that I recognize it. Come take a look.
She kind of looks
Wait,
down
it
the
wasn't
hall.
you that did it?
She looks down the hall at her own door.
You weren't the one that put it there?
No, what statue was put in here?
Oh, it's this weird creature thing. Come take a look.
She kind of looks
Well,
down
if
the
it wasn't
hall
you, I wonder who.
and says,
Oh no.
she'll kind of look in and kind of think there'll be a moment of, that is the Tarask. That is not one of the... She kind of just looks at you and says, is this
A what? Sorry?
Is this how you're trying to distract me from going to my room the way the Baroness did to Gladys?
She did what?
And on that moment, we'll end tonight's session.
So there will be a session 13.
Yeah.
Ah,
Right?
We might end with session 13, which would be poetical. Thank you all so much. I feel like you guys made good progress today. This was.
have we been in a demiplane of Drea this whole time?
No, I'll never do that again with KJ.
I need to do more games with KJ then, because I'll have immunity.
You're a little safe.
Honestly, it was hard for me to focus after reading the Baroness's page.
Damn you.
So
You cannot tell anybody out of a character, though.
Okay.
that's reasonable. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much.
You're just gonna text us saying, "This is Lord Reginald Smythe, and I've learned future technology. Here's what I read on."
I'm sending you all a missive.
I'm your own ghost from the future. So with that, thank you all so much for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think this was a good session. I hope you got some... See, you go into these rooms, you get some stuff, huh? There's a lot of clues in these. There's some, like, aha things. I will say, if you enjoy what we do, please follow our channel or subscribe if you're able. We have games on Friday. We have our horror game. We're going back to Merkshire on Friday at 7:30. On Saturday, I think we have one of our talk show games. On Sunday, we have A More Wretched Hive, our musically inclined Star Wars game, at 7:30. And on Monday, we have Civilized Age, our far in the future Star Wars game about rescuing some missing kids and a arguing divorced couple, and it's delightful. So those are at 7:30 Pacific time. Go to our Discord to sort of find out. We'll post when we're going live there. Nope, not Discord. I typed social. I'm a fool. Find out when we're going live. Check out the About page here to see the cool stuff our players get up to. And then come back next week for what could be the final episode of this, but probably won't be. But I think the final episodes are impending. So thank you all.
Closer.
Getting closer. So thank you all so much. Until next time, the game is still afoot.
Underfoot.
And will forever be.
And the game remains forever afoot.
Never gonna solve it.
Bye, everybody.